Thanks for listening to the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast, where each week we talk about a free piece or two of technology that you can use in your classroom. I'm your host, Shanna Martin. I'm a middle school teacher, technology, and instructional coach for my district.
And I'm Fuzz Martin. I am her husband and producer. I don't want to blow it, and I hope you know it.
Oh, you rhymed.
Like a poet.
So clever.
I try.
Episode 114.
114.
We are here. We
Yes.
got things going on.
We do. It's a busy time of year.
It is very much so.
As you've said on previous episodes, February for educators
Is the longest month ever.
February is the longest month.
Yep.
And today is the last day of February,
Correct.
and we're getting through it. But
Surviving. And it was only 28 days long, and yet it's the longest month ever.
it is very long.
That's because a lot of it is third quarter. And to me, the third quarter is very long for students.
Yeah.
Because you just can't get outside as much, and there's not enough sunshine.
Yeah. I mean,
In good
we're
old
in the
Wisconsin.
north.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where
we're in
we
the
are.
north. We're in Wisconsin, where it is currently 11. It snowed yesterday. We had 5 inches of snow yesterday.
Oh, and like 3 days ago, there was an ice storm.
Yeah, like a
we had an
yeah,
ice day.
you had a day off of school.
Yeah, well,
due to
not
ice.
really, but we had virtual.
Oh yeah, you had a virtual day.
parent-teacher
That's right. The
conferences.
two of our children had
Yep.
the days off, but you're in a different district and you had
Yes.
a virtual day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what it meant for me was I didn't have to pick our kid up for school for conferences because you had conferences. So
from home virtually.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it worked out,
It
and
did.
we're here. We're not frozen. But-
no, but we could just let us all
Yes.
go.
Good,
Yeah.
good one, Anna,
Actually, it's Elsa. who
Elsa,
lets it go.
Elsa, and Anna. Yeah, I know, but
Yeah. Yeah, cool. So this week,
we're going to Disney soon. I'll catch up on it before then.
Maybe. Back to your nifty little rhyme you had
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on there.
Why did I do that?
Because this week I have a poem generator.
Poem generator.
I'm so excited. So one of our biggest hits on the website, so if you go to
Yeah.
smartandwi.com, the blackout poetry link that I have on there is one of the most searched things on my website, besides
Yes.
like STEM and coding and other
There's
things.
somewhere you hit an algorithm
I did.
for blackout poetry.
And blackout poetry, it's so cool. And so if you want to check it out, it's on the website on smartandwi.com.
Yes.
But I found another poem generator, and
Yes.
this one covers like all the bases.
It has
So
like 14 different types of poems.
yes,
No, more than that.
More than that. Well, it does. It has poems, and then there's other tools. So we're going to talk
Right.
about all the things. So it's so fun to play around with. Like
Yeah.
this one, it's definitely great for like language arts teachers, and if you're doing writing, or if you're doing a fun little like limerick thing for St. Patrick's Day coming up, or if you've got if you're trying to teach sonnets or different types of poems that are kind of difficult, if we're doing like rhyming couplets,
Mhm.
it's a great way to get kids thinking and started, and it gives them a little boost when their brains are stuck.
Yep.
I wouldn't necessarily go to this as like, this is how we're going to teach the lesson, but they do teach you about the different types of poetry too. So it's really fun, and I thought we'd play with it today. So the website is poem, POEM dash generator.org.uk.
Okay.
So that is the site, poem-generator.org.uk. And his poem generator, write an entire poem in less than a minute, is their little sales pitch, which is fun. It's free. It is free, and I will kind of forewarn you, it is full of ads,
Yeah.
more than most sites that I go to.
Sure.
But it's worth the ads, and you ignore them once you click on stuff. So let's start with, when you go to Poem Generator, you have everything in front of you. So free verse, quick poem, haiku, cinquain, rhyming couplet, sonnet, limerick, acrostic. They have all of them there. You pick one. So let's go with sonnet. We'll do a little Shakespeare world today.
All right.
You click on Poem Generator, you pick on the one that you want. You attempt to close the ads, which aren't really going to close for you because they're going to pop up with new ones, and we'll all survive. Then they have, like, we take the I out of iambic pentameter.
Iambic.
Thank you.
Yep.
Sorry, folks.
It's fine.
So iambic pentameter. And then you may have heard of a sonnet. It's tricky to write, frankly. like you'd be right, but here's some great ways to. So it gives you a little like background. Okay. And then we've got like a little Shakespeare, and I love Shakespeare. So we're going to go through this. Need a prompt? They will give you random ideas if you want it to. You can choose if it's a love sonnet or a hate sonnet. And then you can go through like and type in what it should be about. So we want it to be about, they said sunshine. We're going to pretend sunshine. And then 3 aspects of that noun. And what else are we going to talk about? Hot.
Yeah.
And
sweaty.
No.
No. Salty.
It's the sun. Yellow.
Oh, the sun. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yellow.
Verbs. Oh, I just
run.
Sweat. We're describing the poem. Verbs of the sun.
Okay. Heated.
Heated. Okay.
Melted.
Okay.
And burned.
Okay. And then adjectives.
Bright.
Okay.
Hot.
Okay.
Intense.
Wow.
How many do we get? 4?
We got like 6 more.
Okay. 6 more?
Yeah.
Okay.
5 more.
Sweltering.
Wordle. What do you got?
Yeah. We'll say
how well do you know your adjectives?
Yeah.
Glorious.
Yeah. Giant.
Sure. Splendid.
And round.
Okay. And then a month of the year.
Yeah, September.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry. We're all the longest thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Optional. We don't want to go live. We're good. If you want to go live, though, they're trying to open an app. So you guys know, like, that's like why this website's free right now.
Yep.
So if you want to be a part of that, you can put your email address and then be like, okay. Okay. What's our pen name going to be? Fuzzshan.
Okay. Fuzzshan.
Okay. And then write me a sonnet. And you click on it, and the sonnet by Fuzzshan. My bright sunshine, you inspire me to write. How I love the way you heated and burned, invading my mind day and night, always dreaming about the round concerned. Let me compare you to a pretender. You are more intense, sweltering, and hot. Light winds shake the leafage of September, and autumn time has the glorious bath. How do I love you? Let me count the ways. I love your giant bright yellow. Thinking of your right yellow fills my days. We didn't do very good here. My love for you is compliant yacht. Is the compliant yacht. And now I must away with a splendid heart. Remember my white words whilst we're apart. Ta-da! Poem generator. Wrote a sonnet.
So I wrote one while you were reading that.
Oh, okay.
Can I read it to you?
Is it a sonnet or like a haiku?
It's called The Bro and the Sis.
Okay. What type of poem is it?
It is a rhyming couplet.
Okay. Go.
See the riding of the bro. I think he's angry at the grotto. He finds it hard to see the tree overshadowed by the lively Pisces. Who is that bellowing near the leaf? I think she'd like to eat the corned beef. She is but a blue sis, admired as she sits upon a molasses kiss. Her yellow car is just a star. It needs no gas. It runs on Lamar. Or it runs Lamar. Mm. She is not alone. She brings a car, a pet mouse, and lots of bar. The mouse likes to chase a banana, especially one that's in the henna. The bro shudders at the salty orange. He wants to leave, but she wants the barrage. Thank you. Come to my open mic night.
Yeah, they're not all great.
No, but you could.
But it's teaching the aspect of it, and it's fun. Like you can kind of pick and choose, how you want to adjust things or give the kids some of the words and they can go from there.
So I have been experimenting at my office with AI generators for writing copy. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you have to write a product description or something, and you need to get it done quickly. it's not going to do all the writing for you, but
Mhm.
it's like this a lot where you can
Mhm.
type in things and be like, oh, that's silly,
And then
but I would change it to this.
Right.
And pretty soon you have a nice, fully fleshed out
Mhm.
piece
of
of
writing,
work
yeah.
without like, it helps eliminate some of the the beginning writer's block that you might have and helps
Mhm.
you start somewhere,
Mhm.
right? So yes, some of this is like goofy and silly, but you'd be like, oh, I wouldn't say that. I would say this.
Yeah, like
instead
how
of,
would you edit it?
I think she'd like to eat the corned beef. We say like,
Right. Something else.
Yes,
Right.
she has some corned beef stuck in her teeth. I don't know. Wouldn't say that.
Haiku.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so this is cool.
It's like a fun way to start. And what I like too, and again, there's tons of choices and it's a great way just to introduce poetry. I would definitely do, just because there's a lot of computer, like I would definitely do like 6th grade on up just because of the ads, and you kind of have to navigate around. You have to be able to
Sure.
type stuff in. But what I do like too, one of the options is concrete poetry, which is where it makes like the shape. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
write in the words and it gives you the breakdown. And then they let you pick the shape. So they have an aardvark, a cat, a cheerleader, a leaf, an elephant, a flamingo. They have a giant list of shapes.
Yep.
And so then you can write your poem, your concrete poem, and it will put it into the shape for you, which I
Mhm.
think is kind of cool too. So again, there's a lot of options with Poem Generator. When you click on it, if you're teaching poetry, just introducing or reviewing, it's kind of fun to play around with, and it's kind of just entertaining to play around with. What also is cool about the site, so in Poem Generator, you have so many options for poetry. I'm a big fan of the limerick in March around St. Patrick's Day. And so we'll come up with limericks oftentimes just for the fun of it. But also they have other generators. So you can scroll all the way down on the page, or if you go across the top and it says other, they have other types of generators that they have created. So if you're looking for a plot generator for
Mhm.
story writing, they have short stories, movie scripts, fairy tales, opening lines, twist, writer's block, cure. And so they have different types of writing that you have a generator for. They also have created a blurb. So you can do like line by line or crime, or if you just need like a little piece of information,
Mhm.
they have that. They also have a song lyrics generator, and they have a character generator and like name generator. So they just have a lot of different options. So if you like to play around with these things or encourage your students to try it out so that they don't get writer's block, or to kind of like build a project or a starting point, or take something here that they've created and go through and edit it. There's just a lot of different options, and it's fun to play around with and very easy to create a piece of writing very quickly and kind of get some of those kids, especially some of those kids that get stuck and they're like staring at a piece of paper and I don't want to write poetry.
Right.
Well, here, type in 6 words and look, a poem is there. Look what you can do.
Yep.
And that's kind of fun too. Yes, they have so they have all the boxes with the choices in the top under, like they have a popular section, structured poems,
Yep.
and they even have acrostic poems, and then another, you have all those different generators. So despite the ads, there are tons of options and just a fun way to get kids writing. And for all of you that like to do some poetry in your classroom, there's just a ton of options. So
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of fun.
That
fun
is
little
kind of
find.
fun. I like that a lot. I might do it again once we're off the air.
Yeah.
Might write you a poem.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. I mean, I won't like.
You can write a haiku and put it by my coffee in the morning.
Yes. I'd be like, hi,
Right.
you're cool.
Drink your coffee.
Yes.
In cup.
So before we go,
yes,
no new episode next week because you have something big going on. Oh, but before we get to that, I know I just took the wind out of your sails. One more time for those listening, what's the name of the site that we just covered? Poem Generator.
Poem Generator.
It's poem-generator.org.uk.
Correct.
Is the website.
Yes.
And we'll link it in the show notes on this episode.
Yes.
Or if you're on the website, you see the link and you can just click that if you're on smartwi.com.
Yes. And also if you're looking to blackout poetry, go to smartwi.com and go to the EdTech Directory.
We'll link to that in this episode as well.
Yeah. So that way you have both of them.
Because people love it.
Yes.
So, all right. Again.
Okay.
Next week is one of your favorite weeks of the year.
It is.
And why is that?
Because it's Ed Camp Week.
Ed Camp Week.
I feel like I talk about this every year. And
You
everyone's
do.
like,
But Ed Camp is a cool networking and learning event for you and fellow educators here in Wisconsin.
They have them all over the United States.
Okay.
I go to EdCamp Elmbrook.
Yes, which is Brookfield, Wisconsin.
Yes.
Elmbrook, technically.
Correct. And it is free. It's PD for teachers that is free and created by teachers. So there was like, you walk, like your shoes do the talking kind of thing. So you go to EdCamp, you go to any EdCamp, doesn't matter what it is. They have some, like, I think they have in Illinois. I know they have it in New York. They have them all over the place. You go, you sign up. It's free. And you even get lunch. And teachers are like, hey, I want to discuss EdTech. I want to discuss equity. I want to discuss school boards. I want to discuss how to handle parents. I want to discuss how to encourage your kids during the third quarter when everyone needs to be outside and campy. I want to discuss like school budgets, whatever you want to discuss. And then you go up there to the little microphone and be like, hey, I really want to, and you pitch. You just say, hey, I think that whoever wants to talk about podcasting in classrooms, please join me. And you write it on a Post-it note, and then they go slap it up on the board, and they put you in a classroom. And after the board is filled, like, because it's just all teacher ideas, then the time comes, and they're like, all right, here's the session board, and then they make it digital, or the one I go to, and then you pick what classroom you want to go to, and you go learn about the stuff you want to learn about.
That's cool.
And then if you've learned enough, and you're like, hey, I want to try another one, you just can say, hey, guys, I'm heading out, and then you go to the next classroom and go learn about something else. And so it's a morning and early afternoon, all free, and it's so fun, and you get to meet all these different teachers, and everybody's there because they want to be there, and everyone picks the PD that they want to go to, and it's super fun. And every year I drag teachers from my school, not really drag, but they don't know what it is until they go, and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to go every year.
Yep.
And then they do, and more go, and it's so much fun.
I know the teacher's voice that you just gave that in, but I won't say who.
Okay. I do have a new partner in crime coming with me this year.
Yes, yes, you do.
But yeah, so it's so fun. EdCamp is so fun. So if you have the opportunity, if you're in Wisconsin and you can still sign up for EdCamp Elmbrook, you can go.
Do it.
Sign up. If you go on my Twitter page, you'll see I'm always like tagging EdCamp Elm and stuff.
And if you do go to EdCamp in Elmbrook, Shanna has some cool Tech Tools for Teachers podcast swag that she'll be giving away.
Yeah, I donate a bunch of swag.
Yes.
So there's all kinds of fun stuff.
Yep.
Freebies, and everything's free. So that's the thing too. So when you go, it's free. The PD is free. Lunch is free. And then all these sponsors donate free stuff.
Yep.
So like the one in Wisconsin, I know that there's Pear Deck things. There is super cool Tech Tools for Teachers t-shirts. They usually have like Buck stuff and sometimes some stuff from Miller Park, but everybody gets tickets, and then you get to win prizes too for going to free PD with free lunch.
Right.
Like, the whole thing is just super awesome. I'm so excited.
I'm excited for you. I mean, I won't be there. I'll be here.
You will be. But yeah, like every year I just like run out the door like EdCamp Day. And last year was virtual, which was fun.
See you later.
Yeah. Like,
have fun learning about learning.
I like to learn about learning. It's so fun. So anyway, busy weekend next weekend. So there will not be a podcast because I will be at EdCamp, and
then the eldest has a competition.
Yes.
For state
tournament. So we will not be available to have a Tech Tools for Teachers podcast, but we will have one the following week right before spring break. So we will have one in there.
Sounds good.
So that way you can listen to all the Tech Tools for Teachers podcasts while you are taking a walk over spring break. Like while you're traveling. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. While you're on a plane. On a plane. Make sure you hit the download button so it's saved. You don't have to use your plane. The plane's Wi-Fi, which is unreliable.
Oh my goodness. We are so off base right now. That's cool though. But anyway, EdCamp Elmbrook.
EdCamp Elmbrook.
And write some poetry. All right. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast. If you ever have any questions, you can find me on Twitter at SmartNWI. And if you want to get more information on the links to the technology discussed in this episode, you can visit smartnwi.com. If you'd like to support the show, please consider buying me a coffee or two. Visit buymeacoffee.com/ @smartinwi or visit smartinwi.com and click on the cute little purple coffee cup. Your donations help keep the show going. New episodes each week. Thanks for listening. Go educate and innovate.
The ideas and opinions expressed on this podcast and the Smart NWI website are those of the author, Shanna Martin, and not of her employer. Prior to using any of the technologies discussed on this podcast, please consult with your employer regulations. This podcast offers no guarantee that these tools will work for you as described, but we sure hope they do. Whose podcast is that? I think I know. It's the owner. She's quite happy, though. Full of joy like a vivid rainbow. I watch her laugh. I cry, hello. She gives her podcast a shake and laughs until her belly aches. The only other sounds the break of distant waves and birds awake. The podcast is friendly, inquisitive, and deep, but she has promises to keep. After cake and lots of sleep, sweet dreams come to her cheap. She rises from her gentle bed with thoughts of puppies in her head. She eats her jam with lots of bread, ready for the day ahead.